Today in the road home, we're 1 week into spring and we're already talking about your May breakfast plans. Joining me this morning is Nicole Anderson from the Ronald McDonald House in Nairobi. Nick and Pete along with Ben DeCastro. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm great, and I especially love May breakfast, so this is going to be a good topic for conversation.
This is good.
Nick, let's start off. Tell me about your relationship with the Ronald McDonald House.
Well, it started about 23 years ago when the house opened. Peter represented Nairobi on the board, the original board, that helped the house open debt-free. We furnished the original house, and we've been continuing to update and change furniture as time goes on. They opened 2 new rooms last year, which are hypoallergenic, and we furnished those. And May the 5th, is that right? May the 5th is the walk.
May 6th.
Oh, sorry.
May 5th, my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sunday, May 6th
put candles
is
in your
the walk.
pancakes.
So make sure you put that on your calendar, so we're all going to be there.
I definitely will. It
time.
already is in the calendar. So, Ben, tell me even more about this walk.
It's a great morning. It's a lot of fun. It's at the Roger Williams Park. It's at the Temple to Music. And the Toe Jam Puppet Band will be there for kids. They'll have all sorts of activities. The climbing wall will be there. We'll have races between Nick, Ron, and Pete who can get to the top the fastest. And
who falls the quickest.
Oh my God.
We got to save minutes. And also, the breakfast is actually going to start a little earlier this year. So if you can't stay for the entire morning, still come for breakfast. It's a phenomenal breakfast from Johnson & Wales University. And it'll open up at 8 o'clock this year. So come in, have breakfast. If you can stay for the walk, great. If you've got kids, bring them down. Lots of fun stuff to do.
Awesome. Well, speaking of Johnson & Wales, Nicole, Johnson & Wales, the chefs do so much. Tell me a bit about the work that they and everyone else do.
Well, every week we have students and chefs from Johnson & Wales led by Linda Kane. They come in and they make dinner for the families. And you can always tell when they're there because the house smells amazing. It's hard to stay out of the kitchen. And it's always great to see students come back and giving back to the community. In addition, we have Rhode Fresh that makes deliveries of milk, eggs, and our ever important half and half every week, and other businesses in the community support us.
Is that why you wanted that in there? Okay, okay.
So it's, we couldn't do any of this without our army of volunteers that support us. So it's a great collaboration on all parts.
Definitely, definitely. And I know that the house is amazing, and especially because it's now comfortable. So Pete, tell me a bit about that.
Well, it all comes down to this. We got a note the other day, a nice little thank you note, just opportune time, just a couple of days ago. And won't read the whole thing, but it really boils down to this. Thanks to the house, I was able to stay just minutes from my daughter. I think part of the reason she made such quick progress was because she was able to stay so close by. And that's the key to the house. When we first learned of this, as Nick said, 24 years ago, it was actually probably 26 when they started the process, was that they wanted to have a place where people could stay walking distance to the hospital. So that way, if, God forbid, your child is sick, you can be right there for them. And they found that when the people were closer to the hospital, that the kids get better quicker. And we started that even before with Lion Inn, Women and Infants, with Myrna Hall and all that group. Before, we actually did rooms inside the hospital, and we still did that with Ronald McDonald House. There's a room inside the Children's Hasbro for that. The whole key is keeping the family together. As with anything, family is everything. And that's what the house is all about.
That is very touching. Well, thank you all so much for coming in and telling us about this great event. The house is going to be amazing, and we'd love to have all of our Rhode Show viewers join us for the walk and May breakfast. And now we have a big announcement. We're actually going to be giving one lucky fan the chance to win the trip of a lifetime to see the American Idol finale in Hollywood, all thanks to Cardi's Furniture. All you have to do is tell us in 100 words or less why you should win this dream trip. Go to WPRI.com to enter.